What's up, you beautiful people? It's Harrison here, coming to you from the beautiful Boulder, Colorado on this lovely sunny Wednesday afternoon. Today I'm going to be talking about the misuse of therapy speak in the modern era. Now, if you spend a significant amount of time interacting with younger people, such as 18 to 25-year-old people, probably even younger, to be honest, you've probably heard words like gaslighting or narcissism thrown around in everyday conversation. Mainly, I think this is a good thing. Generally, I think this is a good thing because younger people are learning how to open up about their mental health, speak out about their struggles, and open up about their emotions. I think it's a great thing and it can be very healthy for many people. However, there is kind of a dark, seedy underbelly to this kind of overuse of therapy terminology. Considering these sort of pop psychology terms are so widely available to such a mass audience, it's very easy for the wrong people to gain access to this sort of knowledge. So this means you have a lot of people who are actually very narcissistic and abusive who gain access to this knowledge and use it to their own benefit at the detriment of others. One thing I've noticed is a lot of very narcissistic people will use the term narcissism to describe something or someone they simply don't like. They'll write someone off as a narcissist just as a means of discarding them. So I think you can kind of see what I'm getting at here, because sure, the majority of people learning about these terms, learning about narcissism, learning about abuse, are using it for their own well-being, their own self-improvement. However, it also opens the gate for the very people that these terms speak out against. And it gives all the wrong people so much more leverage to control you and deceive you, and it can be very harmful in some instances. Another example is the overuse of the word gaslighting. I think a lot of people will use the term gaslighting to describe an opinion they just don't like. Someone saying something that they just don't agree with. And I find this to be somewhat belittling to those who might actually be enduring it at the time, who might have endured it in the past. And I think it really cheapens the meaning of the word. Another one is boundaries. A lot of the times you'll see sort of abusive, narcissistic type of people setting boundaries with you that are just a means of cutting off your autonomy. They'll say, things like, I'm going to set a boundary where you can't talk to anybody else. Like, I'm gonna set a boundary that you can't go anywhere without me. And they will use these terms as a means to control you, because considering their terms with psychological backing, it can make an otherwise abusive or narcissistic person sound much more well-spoken and believable, which is like I said, very threatening. Just kind of something I noticed, just sort of a thing I've noticed about, society today. I don't mean to sound like the Joker there, but like, something I've noticed about society today, just a certain trend that I've noticed. I don't think that everybody who uses these terms is trying to deceive people or control people or, manipulate people. I think a lot of people, need to know these terms. A lot of people need to know what a narcissist is. That's why I create these videos in the first place. I want people to know what narcissism is. I want people to be able to look out for it. I really wish they taught about it in schools. They really need to, because it's really a life-changing experience. And if you educate yourself and arm yourself with knowledge, you'll be able to survive these horrible situations and hopefully avoid them entirely. But if you find yourself in one, how to navigate it. I think that this video is just sort of a further education in that regard, because I want people to be aware that people who are educated on these terms and educated on, the psychological literature, aren't always using it for good. Sometimes they will use it just to get a foot in the door or make themselves sound well-spoken or smart or educated. And I think it can be very harmful. Generally, though, I think it's great that people are talking about things like narcissism and gaslighting, because unlike some people may say, these phenomena have been around since the dawn of time. They've existed ever as long as human beings have been alive. But not until just recently have we had the nomenclature to describe it. So generally, I think it's very good, but always watch out for the people who will try and use these psychological terms against you. Watch out for people who use psychological literature to control you. Watch out for people who sugarcoat their abusive tendencies with pop psychology and psychological lingo, because there are people out there who do that, and it's very sad. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is that way, and the best thing we can do is further educate ourselves. Thank you guys very much for listening. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. I feel like I got off on a couple of tangents there. Anyways, I hope you found this video helpful. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Peace.